We're back here on National Geographic Weekend. I'm Boyd Mattson. And have you seen all the ads that run on television, and I guess they play on the radio too, about if you're looking for someone that you want to meet and connect, they have these dating services that you can you fill in your likes and your interest, and then they do a match and find somebody with similar likes and interest, and then they hook you up. And if it all works out, then the two of you will go off and live happily ever after. This is the problem that people always have. How do you hook up with someone of similar interest, and not just for dating, not just if you're looking for someone to be your spouse. Like if you're looking for someone to share a room, then you would go to those bulletin boards in the college and you'd put it up on a 3x5 card. But if you're looking for someone to go do adventuring with you, where is the computerized service for that? Where's the best place to meet up? Well, apparently it's to meet up while you're out actually on an adventure, because that's the story of J.J. Kelley and Josh Thomas, who met up while hiking the Appalachian Trail and decided, hey, we like adventure. Let's go do some more. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you, Boyd. Very nice to be with you.
JJ's here in the studio with us, and Josh is up in Alaska. So they did. You guys finished the Appalachian Trail together. Is that it? You didn't start out together, but you finished together. Is that right, JJ?
Yeah, that is right. Kind of an interesting story. Both of us more or less started together, and we started hiking. And I remember looking at a map and thinking, wow, I've hiked 400 miles by myself. That's a long way. I've gone quite a while. And then I looked at a map of the 2,200-mile trail, and I thought, well, I have a long way to go. I have quite a bit more to go. I'm going to need somebody to hike with. I'm going to need somebody to share this adventure. And just the next day, pumping water, I met a young fellow, and we started hiking together. And we hiked together for a couple of weeks, and we said, we don't need 2 first aid kits. We don't need 2 tents. We just started to get reliant on each other, and that was Josh. And we finished the rest of the 1,700 miles together.
And Josh, that it helps when you don't have to carry. You can cut your load not quite in half, because you still need food for both of you, but you cut out a lot of weight when you team up like that.
Oh yeah, it makes a big difference. Even 4-pound tent.
Well, you hiked together for a couple of weeks before you made a commitment, and we're talking about a adventure commitment here. But once you decide to throw away that extra tent, then you're stuck together. So this better work out. Did you ever think, well, maybe this isn't a good idea, or did it just click all the way along?
Oh, it is a lot of time to spend with an individual, but you are hiking every day. You don't interact usually until you're at camp making dinner, or at lunch making coffee or tea. So we still had a lot of time to sit and reflect on our own. So there was no conflict, really.
And I guess, JJ, a big issue in doing an adventure with someone is find someone that's going to take it at sort of the same skill level, but more importantly at the same pace that you feel comfortable with.
Yeah, I think that's completely right, Boyd. I know that I met a few other folks along the way, and they'd hike a little faster. They had dogs, or they wanted to go into a city. But in order to really pull off some kind of expedition or travel across a large landscape, you have to be in it for the same reason. Josh couldn't join me and say, hey, you have a great idea. I'd like to try to go with you. He has to say, I want to go along the way. And I have to say the same thing, and then we move in the same direction.
So JJ and Josh had completed the Appalachian Trail together and decided, all right, let's go off and do some more adventures. And as you know, we like to promote our other little ventures here, and we have our TV show, Wild Chronicles, and you can actually see these guys coming up later in August. We're going to run the story that they did where you decided to bicycle. Essentially, you started in Seward, so that would be the bottom of Alaska, and bicycle all the way up to the top to the Arctic Ocean. Before we actually look at the TV show this summer, give me an idea. How did that go?
Well, it went well. It went a lot faster than we had anticipated. And if you watch the film or what we have coming up on Wild Chronicles, you'll see how much fun we had. It was more or less just a vacation for us. And, every day is just get on the bike, you cover 50 miles or so, and it's pretty laid back, believe it or not. And the other priority was just to have fun, and that's what we did. It was great.
Somehow 50 miles and laid back don't quite go together. But tell me this, JJ, because you went along the Haul Road, which is that road that all the big trucks carrying supplies up north go, and these guys haul on the Haul Road. They go wide open. And it's a lot of that's a gravel road still, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, because in the weather they couldn't have a blacktop road. That means gravel's flying. The trucks aren't watching. It can be a little risky.
Yeah, we were tremendously anxious before we got all the way up to the Haul Road, because we heard these horror stories about big rocks getting slung into windshields and cars having to pull over and 4 flat tires and just these awful horror stories. But what we found is that these trucks are flying. They're going 70 miles an hour down gravel road, and they're slinging rocks from side to side. And if they see a little Honda or Toyota, they're going to keep doing their deal because they're moving up there. But if they hear that there are two guys on bicycles and they sling a rock, I think they realize that they could kill those guys on bicycles. So you'd see them on the radio. They'd slow down to 20 miles an hour. But it was a tremendously overwhelming experience to have these semis bearing down on you before they slowed down. We'd pull over into the sidewalk, and there are a couple scenes in the film where you see these trucks flying by, and they have no regard. They're flying.
So you've got a little time between trucks. Is that the case, Josh?
Yeah, I'd say one every couple hours.
Oh, okay.
And you can hear them coming. They wouldn't sneak up on you.
Here on National Geographic Weekend, we're talking with J.J. Kelley and Josh Thomas, two young adventurers who met on the Appalachian Trail and decided, let's just go exploring in the world. And now you're going to do another Alaska adventure, and the idea is to build wooden kayaks. Tell us about that, J.J.
So our next one we're doing, it's called the Paddle to Seattle. And we're assembling 2 wooden kayaks, and that's what Josh is doing. That's why he's up in Alaska. And I'm here in D.C. trying to raise funding and trying to get sponsorship for us. But we're going to put together these 2 wooden boats, and we're going to carry a high-definition filming equipment, and we're going to paddle the Inside Passage. It's the most challenging and scenic passageway in North America.
And you're going to go from, where are you going to start, to Skagway? Is that it?
Skagway, Alaska, to Seattle.
On the Inside Passageway, and then paddle all the way down to Seattle. And this it is beautiful up there. This is one of my favorite water trips, to go up on the Inside Passageway, so you'll be going past some of the glaciers. And then there's always a chance for a lot of wildlife, a lot of bear, a lot of eagles. And how long do you think this will take you, Josh?
We're looking at about 2.5 months, but neither of us have time constraints, so we're going to take our time and do it right and poke into every little nook and cranny that we can.
You can follow Josh and J.J. when they begin their Alaska paddle, the paddle to Seattle, at their website. It's dudesonmedia.com, dudesonmedia.com. But it's great not only to do the adventure, but the idea that you have no time constraints. Maybe that's the most appealing part of this. Just come up with something you want to do and do it no matter how long it takes. Not bad.
Yeah, that's the concept. Just get out there. It's, you're only here once. Get out there, do it right, and really experience it.
And mainly you're seeing the world at a slower pace, in that you're doing it under your own power. You're either hiking the trails or bicycling them or paddling.
Exactly. Yeah, we want to stay in tune with nature. We don't want to miss out on what nature has to show us. And you can easily pass things like that up when you're at a faster pace.
Yeah, and it was important for us to not necessarily just hop in a car and drive from point A to point B, but to really be a part of the environment, and we call it people-powered programming. So anywhere we go from point A to point B, it's us propelling us along the way.
And then bringing the stories back for the rest of us to enjoy. Thanks very much, J.J. Kelley and Josh Thomas, for joining us here on National Geographic Weekend. Good talking with you guys, and good luck on the trip.
Thank you, Boyd.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.